a football fan. I'm a
Oh,
Raiders
okay.
fan. He's a North Carolina Panthers fan.
You a what kind of fan?
I'm a Raiders fan.
You a
I
Raiders fan.
believe we are live now, you guys. So,
Oh, good.
welcome. How's everybody's weekend going? Or how was everybody's weekend, should I say?
All right. All right.
Hello, hello.
Yes, how was everybody's weekend? We are live, you guys.
Hey everybody,
One, two.
baby love.
Hey, everybody. My weekend was great. I worked.
All right, I just did a little cleaning, had a little inspection or whatever, unexpected. But anyways, yeah, I did a little cleaning and I ran some errands. I didn't really do nothing spectacular. I didn't go out this weekend. How was your weekend, B Love?
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, it was all right. I ain't do shit, but just what I mean. Found out I got a newborn niece. I mean nephew.
Okay.
Um,
Congratulations.
Born already or
excited
on the
about
way?
that.
Born
Huh?
already or on the way?
Oh, he born already. He born
Okay.
already. Yep.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Well,
Congratulations.
thank you.
All right. And how about you, Stacey? You do anything spectacular?
I don't never do nothing spectacular. I did the same thing you did: clean, wash clothes, ran around. You know they changed my the bank, merged over to another bank, so I had a hard time yesterday.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so tonight's discussion is uh stop blaming your wrongs on the opposite culture. And the reason why I chose this topic is because I feel like a lot of times, and before we get off into this discussion, I just want to say that I am not ever excluding the fact that yes, there is a lot of prejudiceness going on in the world, and yes, a lot of times it is because we're black, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of people use that as as an excuse for their wrongs instead of just taking accountability for what they're out here doing. So our topic is stop blaming the opposite culture for your wrongdoing. Just take accountability. If you get fired from a job, it doesn't mean because you black. When they pulled you in the office, did they tell you that it was maybe because you came to work late, maybe 3 times out of a week, or when you got there, you wasn't even doing your job to your, what you was supposed to be doing. You was on your phone, you was slacking, or maybe you stole some money out the till. If you get pulled over by the police, it doesn't necessarily mean it's because you was black. Maybe because you ran the damn stop sign. Just take accountability for your own actions and stop trying to make everything seem like it's because you're black. Does anybody else have anything they would like to say?
Feel you on that.
So that's my point of view on that. I feel like a lot of times we don't take accountability for our own actions, and we just want to put it off on whatever. Stacey, you have anything you want to say?
Um, I do believe as individually, ourselves personally, we are accountable because everything we do in life is a choice. Every day we wake up and move, we're making choices to move ahead. There are some things, that I don't know. I don't want to always play the race card unless it is what it is. If it's a race issue, but if it's not, then yeah, you have to take accountability for the things that you do. If you get caught up in the situation and go to jail, whose fault is that? It's not because you're black, or it ain't because your friend or this person over here white or somebody else did it. Obvious at some point is something that you did. It's not something that's a circumstantial situation where you just happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time and you got blamed for something. At 9 times out of 10 is because of what somebody do. So yeah, I do believe people need to take accountability for the things that they do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Were you gonna say something, love?
Yeah. headphones back on this. Hey, yeah, but you know what? That's a big topic though. I mean, a big thing because my cousin, you know, what I mean, she had told me that she had got like a license. She was telling me about her license. She said, "I'll be love. I think the motherfuckers just discriminate me because I'm black." You know what I mean? And it starts with us. It starts with yourself. You know what I mean? It starts with you. So at the same time, she had said that, and I'm like, don't be closed-minded like that. You know what I mean? If you believe in what you can achieve, then do it and go for it. Don't look at because it starts with you. If you project that, then it's gonna come out like that. You know what I'm saying? If you project that like you're a black person and you project that everybody's against black people and you live in your life like that, then it's gonna be coming like that. And it might not even be that case. But if you making it seem like everybody is against you and shit because of your color, then yeah, motherfuckers gonna everybody gonna be against you because your color. Things gonna be happening to you. You be thinking this is because of your color. You know what I'm saying? But if you feel like you know what I mean, you on just you know what I mean, it's better for you to be rejected by you having a standpoint as a woman. You know what I'm saying? If you're just standing as your moral standards as a woman, like I'm doing the right things, I'm doing this, and you just going against me because of just whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like she was just saying that, you know what I mean, she couldn't get her license. And she was saying that it was just a black, and I just telling her, no, don't think like that because you can get your license. You just got to take care of some business. You just been going through some situations and shit. You know what I'm saying? But just keep your faith up on how you feel about what you can do, and it'll be coming to you the way it is. You know what I'm saying? But don't be closed minded like that. I think it's just a color that make things wrong for you. You know what I'm saying? Even though the society is global and it is things like that, but it starts with self first. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Data, did you have anything you would like to share? Data, are you?
I have to. Yes, I'm here. I have to agree. I was just sitting back listening to everybody's opinion and thought, but I do have to agree. A lot of us do like to pull the race card. A lot of us don't like to be held accountable or take accountability for our actions when we do something wrong or when we allow ourselves to be in a situation that we have no business being in. So, you know, I agree.
Yes. And yeah, a lot of times, you know, we want to jump out here. Oh, it's because I'm black. It ain't. How about when you walk in the store and stole them people's shit? It's not because you black, it's because they don't want you taking their shit because it's gonna cost them money. How about that? Thank you for joining us, Rico and Miss Sneed, to bring you guys up to speed. So you guys know our topic tonight is stop blaming the opposite culture for your wrongdoing. Do you guys have anything that you would like to say about that?
You said for your wrongdoing?
Yeah, so like for instance, if you get fired from your job, what your reason for you know, I'm sure when they pull you in the office and they telling you they letting you go, you know, they telling you the reason, but then you walk out and say, oh, it's because I'm black. That's not always the case.
No, I mean, but in other instances it is. I mean, because
I'm not denying that it's not. I'm not denying that it doesn't happen. But what I'm saying is that a lot of people just like to play the race card instead of
we do. But it's sort of hard to like because it's sort of like a double standard with that. Because we both well aware that the legislation that has been created that just so happens to cripple our people only. So like at some of these times when I even talk to some of my constituents that's white, and like George Floyd, they all told us he died of underlying health conditions and all of that, but we saw what we saw. But then they act like that's some of this racism, systematic racism, a figment of my imagination. But yet over here, you've created this awesome legislation that just affects me and my people only. And I'm just saying, not to complain or none of that. I'm just saying like this. Okay, if I got a business plan and I come to the table and I go for that business loan, you know, and I fail, give me the opportunity that you would give my counterparts. Don't stack the deck on me. That's all I'm asking. If I fail because my plan wasn't good, I can accept that. Or just like what you're saying, or if I'm dead in the wrong, I can accept that. But the other parts it's hard to deal with.
So if you're okay, so say for instance, let's just use getting pulled over. If you know you ran a red light and this is what and the police pull you over, do you want to look at it like, well, if Billy ran the red light, he wouldn't, have to go through this? Is that how
you don't want to look at it like that. But then at the same time, you don't want to accept the defeat. Like if I'm sitting here talking to my white counterparts and he's talking about how he went on this trip to Spain with his son, and I make a comment like, I would like to own the boat someday and go on that same trip with my son. Don't look at me like, a boat. I mean, I've had white people tell me, why are you even having ambitions? Why do you even try to have anything when there's systems in place that help you people? There's Section 8, there's welfare, other forms of slavery, but they'll tell me that like I'm supposed to accept that. And then if I do, that becomes my reality and I accept the defeat because I let this white person tell me take advantage of the systems in place. So I
understand what you're saying, but the point that I'm trying to make is, even though we know all these things could possibly be in place, but if you know these things, why put yourself in the situation to even have to deal with anything like that? You get what I'm trying to say?
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, which plays in the part of, we know we have these traps and stuff set out for us. So this is where we have to be extra careful and extra in teaching our sons, because, a black man turning 18 can be arrested for anything just because he want to put him on record, but being aware of these systems, so you got to operate differently because this is coming at you. So you're right in every aspect, what you're saying. So you can't underperform. You got to overperform because all eyes are on you. These traps are out here. You can fall into these holes. So you have to be even that much more aware. So you're absolutely right with that. And that shouldn't be a scapegoat. Well, I'm black, because if you tell yourself that, then you just shortcoming yourself at the end of the day because you're giving yourself an excuse to fail.
Can I ask a question right quick?
Yes.
I want to say, as people in color, man, is we divided by ourselves or are we divided by others? Because I want to know, because what's the name? Like, white people don't like Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? Black people don't like whites. You know what I mean? White people don't like blacks. You know what I mean? But but inside of our family, we stick together we're not dividing ourselves amongst our family, but we divide ourselves amongst different nationalities. So I'm just trying to say is when people were saying that, black people don't even stick together and shit.
We don't.
But at the same time, is we sticking together for other races and other nationalities? Because like I said, we're not dividing ourselves with our family. We stick with our family and shit and stick with our family and friends, but other races and shit, we look at them like they pick on us or they fuck with us just because of our color or just because they don't like us. You see what I'm saying? Or so we, for people, period, for all nationalities, not just one nationality, saying that is we divided by inside our own culture or is we divided by inside of other cultures? You see what I'm saying?
I would say
most of us stick together as far as our families. But as far as us just as a black culture, no, we do not. We are so quick to go against each other or to hate on one another when it comes to our culture. We are the only culture out here that cannot fucking pull it together.
What I'm saying is we divided by other cultures though? Do we, Because
I think we're divided by our own selves. We're not going to blame other cultures because they're not going to let us come in between them. So we're not going to put that off on other cultures.
Yeah.
I mean, but some of these situations, they fairly do have blame, i.e. the Karen situation. I mean, shit, look at, the ideology of that. White people feel they have the right to just do certain things that, like, I mean, I came home one day and it was white people in the backyard of my house on the playground and with their grandson just swinging and everything. When I came home, they looked at me like I was in the wrong place. But that's their audacity. This is their country. They had a right to do what and clearly they was invading my space. But that's the audacity. So, or we can't barbecue without this lady feeling she has the right to call the police on us, or this kid selling water. And I mean, so everybody plays the race card.
Yeah.
At some extent.
Some people just really, fuck with you just because, you don't look like them, or you not carrying yourself like you don't walk like them, or you don't talk like them and shit, or you don't rap. See, black people, we loud and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We talk loud. We motherfucking.
Hey, bro, hey, bro, what's your name? What's your name? You right there with the hat on.
Frederick Sanders.
What's your name, bro?
Frederick Sanders.
Frederick Sanders. Let me ask you this, bro. How many times have you found yourself in a situation where you were being threatened by some other race, of the threat of calling the police, and automatically you're expected to run or to back down simply because you're black, and the person just, the fact that they just threw the police car into the arena, all of a sudden you're supposed to cower and intimidate, and some of them even expect you to run in certain situations. They totally wrong, but they'll play on that.
You know what, man? On everything I love, the only time that I feel like I need to run is when I know I'm doing something wrong. See what I'm saying? When I know I was in a position, when I left locked up and shit.
But for a person to put that out there to you of another race, has happened to all of us.
What another race has?
Where they just place that out there. And they expect us to run or cower because this person said they're gonna call the police, and they was totally in the wrong.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like if I'm fucking with somebody and she just say, "Oh man, I'm about to call the police on your ass," and you leave out the house real quick and say, "Fuck that, I ain't." The fact that another race can just threaten you with that. You know what I'm saying? White people do it.
If
when they tell you they want you to get out of the store or something. Or,
if you haven't done anything.
I mean, even right. But even when you haven't done nothing wrong, they still give you that threat with the expectation that you're supposed to cower. And the fact that they feel that they can do that speaks volumes in itself.
Feel like they have the power, because when you let them feel like they have the power, then they do got the power. And they're gonna.
But you know what?
But they do got the power. This is white America.
Let me say this right now, though. I mean, we living in a white man's world. That's true, that. I mean, but at the same time, majority of the times that when we doing something wrong and they pull us over, you know how we itch. You know what I'm saying? We know we get nervous. We don't want to get caught up. We don't want to get caught with that heat underneath our seat. We don't want to get caught with that ounce in our car. So when they pull us over,
I be straight legit.
I'm just saying.
I be straight legit, and I'm scared.
On the real. Sometimes, but I'm just saying, like sometimes you need it's projected off of us, off of well. You know what I mean? Because a lot of black people don't like white people, and when you already look at that type of shit already off top, you know what I mean? Then you expecting bullshit negativity to come off of any fucking way, but they're not even expecting that off of you. You know what I mean? Some white people don't even like, don't be looking at it like they hate black people and shit. Some white people is cool. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of us that's beat up. You know what I'm saying? On the real note. So I'm just trying to say that it starts with us, but when I'm in the wrong and I'm doing something wrong, we tend to motherfucking don't want to get caught. We don't want to get caught, so we run and we do shit. You know what I'm saying? And then
that's the topic.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, I mean, it's a lot of times when them hoes do fuck with us. I mean, when we doing something, that's the whole point of me. That's the whole point of me trying to be like, man, look, what the fuck do y'all want now? I got my license, I got my TV, what the fuck do y'all want? That's how I stand on the ass. Because I mean, in the beginning, I had police officers always tell me, what you see yourself in 5 years? Because I'm always in trouble. Why you always in trouble? Why always? Because I dealt with the police as I was coming up. And if y'all trying to help me to be better, and then when I get better, then what the fuck y'all fucking with me for? That's how I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not selling no motherfucking drugs and like that, I ain't giving y'all the motherfucking weight. I don't like police having no weight on me. That's the reason why I don't like selling motherfucking drugs. I don't like the motherfuckers having some weight on me where when I'm driving and I got a motherfucking ounce in my car and shit, as soon as they get behind me, I'm nervous and shit. And I start acting like, you know what I mean, acting funny and acting all straight and shit. But now, shit, I ain't got no motherfucking ounce in my car and I ain't tripping on nigga. They come behind me, I'm like, what? You see what I'm saying? And then I know what the fuck is going on. And if this is about my motherfucking fast ticket or whatever, but it's all a point of me getting to that point for you. If you trying to tell me to do something better, I need to do that. Okay, I ain't tripping about getting no fucking license. I ain't tripping about finishing my school. I ain't tripping about getting no job. You see what I'm saying? So if that's feelings like y'all want me to do it like that, with me not selling no drugs or, you know what I mean, doing something, but they always got to have something over your fucking head. And I don't like having motherfucking weight on me. You know what I mean? I don't want no man having no fucking weight on me. You know what I mean? So that's when I'm young, it had weight on me. I was scared. I mean, I was not scared, but I was spooked to get caught the fuck up. Soon as they get pulled over, hey, sorry, sir, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I'm all like that. You know what I mean? Because I know I got an ounce in my car. You know what I'm saying? I know I got some shit in my car. I know I'm bogus. You know what I mean? If I get caught up, it's on me. You know what I mean? I get held accountable for my own actions. So all I'm just saying is that what do you fuck you want? That's how I stand on it. Because I don't like nobody having no weight on me. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel as though that we all should have it like that. You know what I'm saying? Make them motherfuckers be on the other end of it. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I ain't on their side or nothing. We just talking, and I'm sharing my experience. That's what this topic is about. Well, I experienced where somebody was messing with my child. I mean, literally messing with my child till they could have hurt my child, and I hurry up and got to my child. Before I got to my child, I made the phone call first and I let them know, y'all need to get here on site because I'm finna hurt somebody. These people was playing with my kid, trying to jump on my child. So I'm calling y'all for some help and for a little protection. So y'all need to get here on the scene. So long story short, they got there on the scene and this happened in Robbinsdale. These people tried to rush my baby. She was young. I told these people, I said, look here, leave my child alone before I kill y'all, period. The officer threw me against the car and he was a white cop. Terrorist there, get against the car. I told him to get up off of me. The lady cop was a Caucasian cop. She grabbed me and calmed me down and set me in the police car, grabbed my daughter, did something with the other crowd, but my anxiety at this time had kicked in. So I'm thinking I'm finna go to jail for terroristic attack. When the lady came in the car and asked me, are you okay? Are you calmed down? I said, yeah, because I called y'all to help me. And it's like y'all trying to flip the script on me. I know my rights and I know what I'm entitled to. So I say this to say, this culture thing is kind of, yeah, it's it's out there, but every man know they're accountable for their own action. And the way I've been growing up and paying attention to this world, I ain't finna do nothing to get caught up in the rapture or to be bothered with these people. I have learned to use better choices in life to where I don't have to go back to jail because I ain't finna tell nobody turn no key for me. I'm gonna turn my own key. You feel me? Who is turnkey? You know, when they get to saying all this stuff in jail, and like B-Love saying, these people think they controlling you, and yeah, they controlling you, and it's a mind thing. Ain't nobody gonna have no mind thing over me but God. So this culture thing is crazy, and I don't understand how us as African Americans keep hurting ourselves, killing the kids, raping the kids, and all this is just too much. That's all I wanted to say for now.
All right, and thank you, Bina, for joining us. Uh, are you up to speed on the discussion this evening?
I can hardly hear you.
You
Yeah,
can't.
can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
No,
It
it's
seems
a
like it's
little
went
low.
low.
What the hell? What about now?
It's still low. That's not my phone.
Can you guys hear me good now?
It's still low.
Oh, girl, Lord, every week is something, isn't it? I just tested my doggone sound. Y'all still can't hear me?
We
Still
can hear
low.
you. It's just low.
Nah, you done got lower and lower.
Yeah, still lower.
What did you do? Somebody else take it for now while I'm working on my sound.
Okay, I can read a few comments.
Thank you.
I have a comment. Harry Fulford? I hope I said his name right. He said, "We are prejudiced to our own culture." Probably when people were speaking in how we don't stick together as a culture, as a race. Rhonda Johnson said that she agrees. She said, "Say that shit louder, Rhonda. We don't get along." And Harry said that everyone want to be independent as a person, but people don't understand what independent means. And he also went on to say that everyone want to be. Oh, that it came in twice. What else? Dana Stewart said not just black blaming other cultures. Her ex, who was white, said that immigrants or Mexicans were taking all their jobs. And the last comment that I see from Harry said, fact, me and Rico changed our lives sitting in the workhouse in St. Paul over 20 years ago, and the life choices still have us out here making a difference.
Well, they telling the truth about the job part, because I feel that way too. So I asked myself, are they paying them minimum wages, or are they paying them top-notch dollars? Because I get confused with that too. It's like they just come here and just take everything. I don't understand that part.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say, as far as the immigrant, I guess that's a culture. And you was talking about, you and B Love was talking about the police. That's a culture, police culture, rap culture. But I think it's different levels to it all. Just like the rap, like I grew up on rap, and now they got trap music, or yeah, trap. Is it trap music? I don't like that kind of rap. I don't like all that degrading and shoot you in the face, and because it's violent. That's another culture. Um, you working now, yo yo? You working over there?
Can you guys hear me now?
It's low.
Yeah, you know what? Like you said about rap and everything. Like I said, man, on everything I love. Even when you was selling drugs and you doing something independent and shit, even when I was selling drugs and shit, the police will have motherfuckers to come at your ass. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and I'll throw you this just to go over there and find out what the fuck this nigga got. Let's go ahead and bust his windows and see if he get his car working. Fixed real quick so we can see how much money he's worth. You know what I mean? These type of things that we know that the police do. Even with, I'm just saying, like, the shit that I'm cool, you know what I mean? I'm legit, I'm good, you know what I'm saying? Even when I'm pursuing some rap industry shit, but at the same time, they got rap police motherfuckers that just people that's against it, you know what I mean? Oh, he's supposed to be this type of way, and they have the police motherfuckers a stereotype your ass and come after your ass just because, and have niggas come, even your same motherfucking people, to come after your ass on some funny shit just to see how you react to it. Are we gonna make his rapping better? You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and let them talk shit about it. But you don't feed into that type of shit. But at the same time, the motherfuckers be doing that type of shit too to people. You know what I mean? Just because of what you doing, because you about to make some money, or just because you own some making money, or doing something that's just you know what I mean, having these motherfuckers where you can't fuck with me type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? Well, you can't, you know what I mean? What can you say about a motherfucker? I'm G'd up, I'm good, I'm working, I got money, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Even if I'm not, I'd rather be out here broke than men getting in jail with a lot of motherfucking money. You see what I'm saying? I'm good with that. I'll be out here as long as you striving you good and you out here seeing in the world and you know what I mean, you can make something happen. You see what I'm saying? So if you making something happen, these motherfuckers like to interfere with shit if you're not cooperating the way they motherfucking want to live it. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people look at it. That's how I look at it on a lot of shit, because a lot of people that's amongst us is racist amongst each other, even though it's our own people.
And it's starting to get a little louder.
Okay. There you go. There you go.
You know, when I think about taking accountability, which is the topic, taking accountability for ourselves or blaming the other culture, I kind of look at it like this. I go back before, during, and after slavery. I'm just going to say this part kind of quick, but when I look at, you know, back then and our people, how they had to fight and struggle and, you know, do everything, you know, back then it was like they could totally be innocent of absolutely nothing, did nothing wrong, and they would still get blamed. But they found a way to overcome that, and they learned, you know, how to stay in their own lane and, you know, do what they had to do, even though there were times, you know, throughout history, you know, they're, you know, building schools, churches, employments, and all of that getting burned down or whatever. And, you know, they just didn't want to see us make it. But at some point, you still have to take accountability for your actions. It's not so much, oh, this white person over there did it. Yeah, they could do it and get away with it. White privilege. But we don't have that privilege. So at some point, we still have to watch how we do things and still take accountability. If I know the police out here messing with people, okay, like in St. Paul, I live in St. Paul. It ain't too bad on the women as far as I can see, as far as I'm concerned. They're not too bad on the women. But I know how they are on the men, black men especially. So if they just, I don't know, want to just pick with you for no reason, pull you over. You know you don't have license. You know you don't have insurance. Well, you should have been driving with insurance and license. You know, because that's what they do. That is part of their job. They will tell you, run your plates, and when they see they're good, they'll drive on about their business. They do it to me all the time. But if you know you don't have license or insurance and they get behind you and pull you over, what do you expect? And then you want to get loud and talk all crazy. Now they got a reason to say, I fear for my life. Not to say it's everything what they finna do is right, but to them, it's right and it's legal. Do anybody get what I'm saying? You know, at some point, take accountability.
Your own accountability for your own actions and stop giving them a reason to be able to even fucking harass you in the beginning.
Exactly.
They be discriminating. The motherfuckers be discriminating. I got a white friend of mine. She tell me she don't got no motherfucking insurance. We got pulled over one day. I'm in her car. She got license, but she ain't got no insurance, the proof of insurance. The insurance thing, it's another form of pimping to me. You know what I mean? If you really motherfucking look at a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes on this shit, because a lot of motherfucking, the police, they the suburb area, man, they don't fuck with that shit. But they got it. This is where the game started. Let's go down the neighborhoods and we know that this person ain't got no insurance on this car. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and take the shit. But this girl gonna tell me she ain't got insurance and this man gonna let her go. I'm sitting in the passenger side. I'm like, damn, you see what I'm saying? Shit, I gotta have insurance. If that was me, shit, that would have been told my shit. You see what I'm saying? But since it was her, and I just looked at it like, cause she was white, you know what I mean? And at the same time, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, she good and she ain't doing shit wrong. It's just like a whole little demonstration where you white, you ain't doing shit wrong to us. But at the same time, you wrong for not having no fucking insurance for your car. You know what I mean? Because they be pressing motherfucking black people because they know that insurance shit be, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers don't be having that shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
But they know you ain't got no insurance off your tabs. Everybody should know that now. They know right.
In order to get your tabs, you gotta have your insurance.
Yeah, if you ain't got, they know.
Sometimes they don't ask for insurance because they know if you got your tabs, that means you have insurance. Now they changed the law about a couple of years ago. When you go into the tab office, you have to have proof of insurance. Now, depending on the customer service rep, because when I went and got my tabs, the man did not even ask me for my insurance card. I just showed it to him. But I showed it to him and he gave me my tabs. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on who wants them. But 9 times out of 10, if you know you have to have your insurance to get your tabs, get your insurance. Even if it's got to be liability, get you some insurance and go get your tabs. I got pulled over for not wearing my seatbelt. He just gave me a warning. He didn't ask me for my insurance. He let me go. He said, "Your license are good. I'm gonna let you go," and he let me go.
Yeah,
I think too with the culture thing. I'm sorry, B, but I think with this culture thing too, like they are okay. They do always attack the black man's, but half of the black man's they always attack and always got these long lists of histories of everything. So they make it seem like because one black man is bad, they are bad, and I don't. That's not right, you know. Because one out here throwing his life away don't mean I'm throwing mine away. So you don't have to treat me like you treating that individual because we're nothing alike. If we was all alike, the whole world would be messed up, burnt down. Ain't no telling,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So yeah,
Exactly. Can you guys hear me good?
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah,
ma'am.
a lot better.
Okay, thank you. God, Lord. Oh, Lord, I was about to have a meltdown. But anyway, continue on to discussion.
Well, I was going to say about as far as the police, Black people are targeted. We are red line, and we're disproportionately pulled over by the police. They have scanners in their car that scan license plates as they go by. Okay, so they got your picture and all that through the DMV, so they know who you is before they even pull up on you, and they know you're Black, and they're gonna tax you and check you for insurance. Now,
Yeah.
That's why.
the
That's
situation
mm-hmm.
and it didn't go through because they doing some crap job or whatever, but it's
Well,
still high.
you never thought about them pulling them over because they might find some boldness into the scenario. You gotta,
I don't understand
they
what
could
you
have got
mean.
pulled over because something was bold, you know. Like she said,
I
she went in there
no,
and
I was
showed the
talking about
insurance.
the insurance. I don't understand what you're
I'm
saying.
trying to get to, like she said, she went in there and showed her insurance, but she didn't show her insurance. So now they running behind people's cars and running them. So how like the man in the office, who's to say he did that on purpose? Because you have to have insurance to get them tabs. She said she showed them, but she didn't show them. Is y'all catching on to what I'm
Who
saying?
talking about? Who showed them and didn't show them? I don't understand that.
Casey was saying that when she went to get
Y'all
her
help me out.
yeah, okay, so here in Minnesota, I don't know how it is in California, but here in Minnesota now, when we go to get our tabs, we have to show proof of insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So they're supposed to take that insurance card and they're supposed to enter that in the computer. But what Stacey has said is when she went in to get her tab, she just showed him the insurance card. He didn't take it, he didn't enter nothing in the computer. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So
Right.
if she's out there driving, she could show up as they don't know if she has insurance, so that could give them a reason.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because who said he entered her if he didn't take it? Because when you get them tabs, they have to enter your insurance information in that computer with them tabs.
Yeah,
It's
You know what I'm saying?
it's registered.
here. It's all electronically.
What happened? Okay.
Yeah, it shows up on that. Okay, the police have like stickers. And another thing about insurance, we have been redlined because they charge us more for insurance than they do. I'm going to say that they charge Black people, Black
I believe that.
as slaves more for insurance than any other race.
And you know what? And you know what? I believe that because on the real note, we get pulled over. Like I tell my son and I tell my little homies on everything I love, just like with me. When I was young, you get a motherfucking car, you quick the motherfucking jump in that bitch and ride around till you get caught the fuck up. You ride around in our car, get the car first, and then motherfucking get the license. No, get your license first and then get the motherfucking car. You know what I mean? But at the same time, as we tend to do that type of shit, we build up a motherfucking record. And when we build up that motherfucking record like these, you know what I mean? Like white people, they don't do that shit. They tell them motherfucker, son, go get your license first. Go get your license. Go get your license. They get their motherfucking license, boom, boom, boom. And they motherfucking insurance and shit, they be having it in their mom's name, their grandma's name, they should be low as hell. But with us, We already got a record already from driving our motherfucking shit. Next thing you know, when we motherfucking get insurance, it's be sky up high in the motherfucker because we already, you know what I'm saying, and not having nobody to put it on. Nobody don't want to fuck with you. Like, nah, you put my number in your name, but you already fucking up. You know what I mean? And family and shit. Ain't gonna do that shit to fuck my name up. But I mean, the point is that our record of us of the minorities of the people that's in the hood and the neighborhoods and shit tend to do that type of shit. Once we get a motherfucking car, we don't dump until we get the license first. So we need to let our children and our homies and our, you know what I mean, loved ones know, get the license first before you get the motherfucking ass, because that's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't want to jump out here and buy a car and lose it because you ain't had no license and no insurance, because that's exactly
we tend to do that. I mean, I was the one.
So when people don't have insurance, is it because most of the time they can't afford it? Like what is it? Because you know how we rob.
That could be the case. That can definitely be the case. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's put this out there. Why don't Wisconsin is one of the cities that you don't have to have insurance in? You don't need insurance.
Liability insurance is usually cheap, but I carry full coverage. You know?
Not list, yeah. Wisconsin, Baldwin, Wisconsin, right here. You don't need insurance to live right here in Wisconsin. You can go through there all day long with no insurance. So I'm trying to figure out, it must be a no-fault city or something. I never heard of it, but
yeah, they do that for the Mexicans out here too. They came against the police because they was giving them tickets for no insurance and taking their cars, and they came up with something where they was excluded for it. Do you hear me?
See what I'm saying?
I mean, that could be the case. Liability too, that could be an issue too, because I mean, when you paying your rent and you know you got a car note, maybe they got a car note, you know what I'm saying, you got light, you got gas. I mean, you just have to take all that into perspective. The thing is leaving parking. If you don't want to invest money into something that's gonna get taken that you can't get back, and especially if you have a car note, because if they take it, you still gotta pay that car note.
Sure do.
The problem with that though is, in this society, in the world we live in today, you gotta have a car for transportation. Like we have a bus line out here where I'm at, but it's inconsistent. It's not on time. It's unreliable, and they only go to a certain time of the day. If you working jobs and all that, that don't work. That don't work.
That's true, but then it's like you have to. This is where accountability comes in at. If you know that that's your situation, then you don't take a job that's further out.
You ain't gonna work.
Take a job that's more.
You need a job to live.
But what if you What if you can't? Right? What if you've been on that job since forever and you just had to relocate and you just got to do what you got? Well, I'm Prime Wins. I used to stay off of 252 and Brookdale Boulevard, right here off of 252. And them dumb buses, I swear, they stop and come when they want to. And me and my kids, we had to walk from the freeway. What is that? 60 something. Like, yeah, all the way down to 76 in the cold because the bus stopped running. We said, we can't do this. We can't do this no more because it was too much. But what can you do if that's your only way of having transportation at the time?
And then they'll have these bus stops, and out here we got some buses, and then we got light rail, and they'll have them like old people, you know, be on these buses, and they have these bus stops set up like across busy streets. Like it's not safe, you know. It's not safe for families, kids, or elder, you know. And then another thing these companies are doing out here, these bus companies and light rail, they're buying up a lot of the property in the neighborhoods. So, you know, it's just a kamikaze, you know, situation. It's kamikaze, you know.
Yeah,
I don't like riding public transportation. I prefer a car. Because every time I get on the bus, I get mad. I get mad about something. going on?
I mean, me personally, I have a car. I have a whole damn truck. But you know, my dilemma is I don't drive the freeway. I've never driven it. I've never ever wanted to drive it. So I either bus it or I'll Uber it if I can't get one of my kids to take me. So it's just all about planning your own situation. Pretty much is how I look at it.
Yeah, just like you saying about getting held accountable for your own actions, man. I mean, I take the bus. I mean, if it's a will, it's a way. If I'm willing, it's a way. You see what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck. If I ain't got no car, I ain't got no Uber, hey, I'm gonna jump on, I'm gonna get a fucking ride. I'm gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? If it's a fucking, if it's a bus, a train, a fucking bicycle, I'm gonna get my ass there. You know, saving my shit. Just, but I mean, on a real note, I mean, shit, we just looking at like, you know what I mean? It is some racist ass shit out there, but I just
It
feel
is.
as though that we
I'm
got
never gonna doubt that or
it
deny
starts
it.
it's yeah, and I mean on the real on the topic of what we talking about, like I said from the beginning, man, it starts with us. And on everything I love, I'm tired of getting in trouble. It's like, damn, when I
There
first
you
came to
go.
Minnesota, I was like, man, I'm not glad to go to jail no more. And I ended up motherfucking getting caught up in jail, whatever. But now
Listen,
it
y'all.
costs it,
Man,
it costs a lot to, you know what I mean? It's easy to get in. It don't cost nothing to get in, but it costs a whole lot to get the
to
fuck
get
out.
out.
I mean, I
Mhm.
had to pay a whole lot of motherfuckers. I mean, I got my car on the motherfucking side as I'm doing this shit. They tagging the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? On everything I love. And I'm a resident at the place. So they didn't give me no sticker, nothing like that. But they tagged the shit out of me. Then they towed my car and I had to pay $1,500. I ain't pay $1,500 for the car. I paid $1,300 for the car. They said I had to pay $1,500 for the car and I had to pay the motherfucking tour fee. So at the same time, I'm like, shit, y'all can have that motherfucker. I ainain't tripping. I catch the bus. Shit, y'all can have it because I ain't pay that much for it. At the same time, they just trying to see how much what you can come out because of what you was doing. And they knowing what the fuck I was doing. So at the same time, it's like, man, look, hey, I'm good. I focus on myself. I invest in myself. I've been doing music. I do what the
I
fuck I
got a
do.
question.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, can't put a price on love. So I don't know how much I'm worth. You know what I mean? I just do what I do. You see what I'm saying? Because my worth is beyond numbers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how much I'm worth. I just throw my shit out there and let it be known that I can motherfucking make my motherfucking chips. And I'm tired of getting in trouble. Like I said, I don't like them hoes being on my back. So I look at the police and I talk to their ass. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? When I'm on a bus and I talk to them, now before I didn't talk to their ass because I'm already dirty. I ain't like it. I still don't like motherfucking a lot of police, but you don't know until you encounter them one on one. You see what I'm saying? So I'm on the bus one day and I see a police officer off this motherfucking shit, and I'm talking to him like, man, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Why is y'all killing them? I mean, quick to shoot and all this type of shit. You see what I'm saying? So now I don't look at that like that. You know what I mean? No more. So because I'm not involved with nothing for them to be fucking with me on. You feel what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say just dismiss it because we don't want to say
You went out.
that I wouldn't say just dismiss it. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I wouldn't just say just dismiss it because we don't want to say that it's not out there, that it's not happening. That's not what I'm trying to say. I just want to say like we should just be held accountable for our own actions, just like some years back celebrating my birthday. And I always said to myself on my birthday, like they just got to spend the night, not gonna drive under the influence. But I didn't do that this year. So I got pulled over, drunk as man. I couldn't even pass the damn walking test. I asked the man, could I take my shoes off and do it again? But long story short, I ended up going to jail, but that was nobody's fault but my own. I knew I was messed up. I was, and then I get to jail. They let me out, they give me house arrest. And then guess what? The same night I start house arrest, I got to finish my time out at the house at the workhouse because I try to beat the house arrest place. I put in a paper towel around my ankle, and they can't detect that I'm drinking. I'm fucked up. I'm 8 point whatever. Past the legal limit of drinking. I turned myself into the workhouse. That was nobody's fault but my own. They had told me when they gave me the house arrest bracelet, you can't drink as long as you take. But I thought I could outsmart the house arrest bracelet. That's nobody's fault but my own. I have to take accountability for my own actions.
Yeah. Exactly.
So can I ask this question then? Back to the culture. Why do I don't even know what to call them. Let me see. Oh shit. Africans, why do they hate us so much when we all been through hell and back? And then they just think they so better than us and look down on us. Why do that culture do that to African Americans when they African American they damn self?
I
Can I?
think it has something to do with
Or
the culture and their beliefs. And because we don't live by their beliefs and their beliefs, they look down on us. I don't think it's they looking down on us as black people, but I just think, or not say black people, but different people. But I think because it's just like in like Jehovah's Witnesses or Christian, somebody who's really into Christian, they're gonna look at you like if you come with a shirt above your knees, they're gonna look down on you because they're Christian and they would never dress like that. It's got something to do with culture, religion, and all of that.
And you know what? On everything I love, check it out. I got a lot of family that's African American. And they not, you know what I mean? They you know what I mean? They show some hospitality. One day I motherfucking, you know what I mean? I had one of the homies, you know what I mean? One of the guys I just met just out of the blue. And we just go out, you know what I mean? Like, man, you wanna go party? Man, shit, like that. Got kegs, the beers, every motherfucking way, and they do their thing. But
I'm
this
not
is the
talking
reason
about the
why
men's though. I'm talking about the women's.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm just,
She's not talking about African women.
yeah.
Those
I mean,
African,
but African, I don't know.
and I know where she's coming from because
But
I have experienced it and I have witnessed it.
well,
I went to a club with my daughter and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is her baby dad is Liberian, I think. And we went to the club, it was his birthday, and I noticed how they treated us. Like we standing there at the bar waiting for a drink. But they waiting on their own people and they turning their nose up at us like, God damn, we just can't get in here. We show them the same fucking respect. But they look down at us, they look how we dress. They look at us like we don't carry ourselves the way they do.
and I'm gonna tell you the reason why.
Culture.
I'm gonna say the reason why I feel as though the reason why that African Americans like that is because a lot of
African Americans, you gotta separate.
No,
we're talking about Africans.
Africans. Okay, the reason why Africans be like that is because they didn't come into slavery like a lot of people look at. A lot of shit. A lot of people that comes over here now, and people that was, you know what I mean, that's in slavery, that we was brought up and born in America as of what they look at. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people that come from Africa right now and come over the ship over there. And a lot of motherfuckers is rich. A lot of motherfuckers is made well off. So a lot of African people that comes over here now, they don't have the same mind state of what we have as a slavery type of situation. Because a lot of people that we was like, when we, you know what I mean, we look at slavery shit. We look at these motherfuckers, oh, they discriminate. They treat us like this. You know what I mean? And that's what I said about is we dividing ourselves. We're not dividing ourselves, but is we dividing ourselves between other cultures and other people. Besides, you know what I mean, being friends with them and knowing, letting them understand where we come from, is that I understand why you know what I mean, look at it like that, because they come over here just to get paid and take care of their family. They don't, I mean, some of the motherfuckers is not even into that mind slavery ass shit that we own. You know what I mean? Of we motherfuckers being ancestors and shit. Just a few people that came from Africa that made this United States type of shit and started making this shit pop the way it is. But nowadays, African people coming over here and they not looking at that shit like that because they not enslaved like that. You see what I'm saying? So they carry themselves in the royalty type of way of what they've been already been bred on. See what I'm saying? That's how I look at it.
They also blame us because of our condition here in America instead of them looking at it. Okay, they colonized in Africa. Hell, we colonized here in America on a different level, though. We're systemically priced out. We can't get a house. You know, it's a lot. We're in prisons. You know, we're the machine of America. We created and built and invented a lot of things here that we don't get credit for. They stole from us. They steal your body, your cells, HELOC. You know, it's a lot of things in America that wouldn't.
And how we feel about that?
That is true.
They don't think that way. They don't think that way. You see what I'm saying? They don't think that way. Some people that's from Africa, they don't think about they built this motherfucker like that. They don't
because
think
the
like
condition we're in, and it's not our fault. And they not coming here to link up with us and help us fight this white
nah,
supremacy.
they not because they're not on that. They don't think that way.
They
That's what
come
I'm saying.
they come and
Because
get a job at the
some
prison
people,
and fucking
some
fool y'all.
Some Africans come over here just to take care of, just to get away from what they was at and get paid and keep it moving and go right back to Africa. They go
I
visit their
think
motherfucking families and sitting back and going forth and get paid in amongst their own motherfucking circle. But a lot of people don't think the way we think, like we built this motherfucker. They don't give a fuck about this United States Navy. They don't give a fuck about
nah,
building
'cause
this
they come
motherfucker
over
type of
here.
shit.
They come over here
They
and
build
buy
their
all
own
the
shit.
clothes. They get all the cars, all the shoes. They go to all this stuff, fill up them trailers, and send it back to their country.
And that's why I want to get in politics, because I want us to get reparations. I want us to fight this bitch. I'm so serious. My husband is African, and he taught me a lot. It was a lot of things that I didn't believe. And our country is at fault in a lot of these countries. It's true, but that's not us. We're not the ones over there in these countries doing all this wickedness.
But see, we don't. A lot of people that's in the United States, man, we got that tendency of not even listening to nobody because of slavery, because of that mind state of slavery. We gotta we gotta free our mind from mind slavery. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? A lot of people be trying to make you, you know what I mean? When they tell you something, they don't want to listen to you because they feel they don't want to do nothing because they want to, you know what I mean? They feel as though it's there and that. But African people, a lot of people some people, they ain't have that. They was free. You see what I'm saying? They was doing what they doing. So when they come to America and they do what they do, they, you know what I mean? They make their clothes. They want to make businesses. They have businesses amongst their own shit and everything, they food and all that type of shit, and putting their mark on a lot of shit that's going on in America. But at the same time, they don't think like that as a mind slavery shit. So they keep it amongst themselves because they weren't brought up into that mind slavery type of shit. But they know about it and they see what's going on in the United States. But like I said, it starts with us. Like I mean, you gotta free yourself in order for you to you know what I mean, communicate with other people, other cultures. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm in slavery or that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
All of us was in slavery at once upon a time. Everyone, Africans, everyone.
I'll say our grandmothers and ancestors were. We didn't ever.
All of us was. You know what I'm saying? Every single one of us.
Yeah, all of us.
I want to let
Hold on. My grandmother was born on a plantation. They
Even
paid
Jesus was a slave. Even his son was a slave. Even God, Jesus was a slave. You know what I mean? Understand that. You gotta be knowing that you gotta understand that he had to go to the bottom in order to be that type of way, in order to feel that type of way, to understand that type of way, in order to motherfucking to save us. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? He know about the same shit. All of us was in that type of realm. That shit started way before white people, way before, you know what I mean? That shit was started way before, you know what I mean, in the beginning. So slavery was never, it's always here, but you gotta motherfucking free yourself from that shit. You know what I mean? And the only way you can free yourself, like I heard Steve Harvey, this is gonna take it off the subject, but I heard Steve Harvey say this.
And we got comments to be read too, though.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, here's some comments. Dana Stewart said, just in case somebody hit my car, I'm gonna need you to pay for it. Accountability. That's what she said. And then Rhonda Johnson, she said, then you got to figure it out if you have a job and there are no buses running. Dana said, right. You can't tell a person that if who tears up your new car. And then she went on to say they shouldn't have to pay for someone else's mistakes because they couldn't afford insurance, but was able to buy a car. Rhonda said, yep, figure it out specifically if you have to get the money. And then we got a new commenter at the bottom of, not at the bottom, but here on Facebook, Scrapzilla. He said, how can you not blame certain things on the opposite culture if they really control things? Damn near everything that is wrong in our communities can be traced back to them, white culture or whatever.
I'm not sure that I agree with that fully. I'm kind of on the fence with that comment because, again, if you're, let me just say, if you run a damn red light and you get pulled over, you can't just blame that on you being black. You know you don't supposed to
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Take accountability for some actions. Now, if you run a red light and you get pulled over and you happen to have to deal with an asshole cop that want to beat you up and all that, no, they're in the wrong on that part. But here's the question: if you had never ran that red light, knowing you're not supposed to run, you have to be in that situation. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. If people start taking accountability for their actions and stop trying to again pull the race card in every single situation, everything will be okay because not everything needs to be the race card, or because you're
Exactly.
black.
Right.
If you go in the store and you steal something, you didn't steal it because you was black. You stole it because you want to steal it. If you go out in the streets and you run somebody over, you didn't run them over because you was black. You ran them over because
Because you
you
want to.
wanted to run them over. So
Exactly.
you have to be accountable.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
now when you gotta face your actions, it's cause you black. No, motherfuckers, you was in there trying to take some people's shit. They don't want you taking their shit because
Right. Right.
you know what I'm saying? Come on now. Oh, so what you saying? Billy, you just come in here and take the store? Get the fuck out of here. Just own up to your own accountability.
Exactly. What I wanted to mention as far as different cultures with Africans and African American, to me, I think, because I've worked with people from different cultures too, I just think as far as the way they look at us, even people from different cultures, different countries, I should say, maybe it's because for us as African Americans or Black Americans, I could be wrong, but this is just how I see it, it's my opinion, that our roots is so far gone from Africa, they don't see us the way we think they should see us. Like, I don't know, sometimes maybe some of them do think they're better than us. I don't know, but I just know our race in particular, the black race, we are a little bit more far gone from Africa than most people. Maybe that's why they look at us like they do. I don't know.
I think when it comes to the other cultures like Africans and all that, I think it's a cultural thing because if you even look at the Somalians look at us like they look down on us. It's a cultural thing. It's how they were taught. It's got to do with their upbringing. That's what I think.
I was taught that a lot of people who come here from different cultures. I don't know if it's when they're in school trying to become a citizen, they're taught things about the black culture, which is one reason why they look down on us. That's what I've always told. Like when they come over here, they're taught that blacks are nothing, we're lazy, we live on welfare, and they look at us like that. But a lot of people from different countries come over here and live on welfare just the same.
Yeah, they be like, shit,
Right.
that
They
ain't me.
doing it too. Right. Somebody. Yeah.
When they get that teaching from their school, when they go to school and they get them teachings about how they did motherfuckers in the United States, in America, they look at it like shit. That ain't us. That ain't me. So
Well,
Well, they
I'm
need to.
here
They
in
need to.
the
They need
California,
to tell them
and I'm
how.
with
But
Asians, I'm with Mexicans, and all of them is bad to black people. And I'm gonna tell you something: the civil rights started in Oakland with the Black Panthers. These people fought for these Asians and Mexicans and all that to be here, and these Africans to be here, and their parents who lived back then is still alive, and they're teaching a lot of derogatory things to their children. I go on jobs where the parents are telling the daughters or the younger generation not to speak English, speak your own language. So it guarantees them a job. I see it. They know what they doing. They playing games on us.
yeah, but I mean, when it comes down to all of, like I said, man, I don't get into that type of shit because my job is to take care of my own shit. You know what I mean? And I look at
Well,
people
I'm a
as people.
nurse. I'm a nurse, and I have to understand
Let me
people.
say this though. I'm just saying though, when it comes down
Daddy,
to
okay.
when it comes down to different nationalities and different people, like you know what I mean, like she said earlier, we have different beliefs. It's only one truth, it's only one God, it's only one love. But everybody, you know what I mean, like I just got to saying some shit about Steve Harvey talking about it's many ways of all this type of shit, but on a real note, there's only one way to heaven, It's only one way, it's only one truth. But when you got Muslims and people that you motherfucking deals with and Buddha and all these different ass things that's coming with different ideas and all this type of shit, then they motherfucking tend to have a separation from that. Unless you motherfucking can show them the truth about that one truth and give them the truth about what's going on in that one truth. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't give a fuck about who the fuck you is. Anybody can get in my book. You see what I'm saying? Anybody can catch the Holy Ghost in my book, and anybody can motherfucking get prayed over in my book. You know what I mean? When it comes down to Asians, Somalians, motherfucking, I don't give a fuck. I love women. I don't give a fuck what the fuck kind of, you know what I mean, who you are. You see what I'm saying? So that's on you. That's how I feel as though it starts with yourself first. Even regardless of how these motherfuckers would think about how they treat you and shit. You see what I'm saying?
That's
how I look at it.
Welcome Tanza back. Hi Tanza. Welcome back.
Hi everybody.
Missed you dearly.
I so apologize. Good to be back.
So our topic this evening is
hello, Taser.
Basically,
hello.
I see your videos and shit acting like Whitney Houston and shit.
I haven't put one out in a while, but I'm back up and running next week. So sorry guys.
Well, us as our own, okay, so what we're talking about is taking accountability for our own actions and not blaming it on the opposite culture, which basically is white people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times people get in situations, the first thing they want to say is because I'm black. Or they fired me because I was black, or they pulled me over because I was black. No, it was because you ran a red light, or you know what I'm saying? You went into the store and you was taking up people's shit. It's not because you black, you didn't supposed to be taking their shit. So that's where we at right now.
Okay. I'm fine. I was listening to Frederick talk, so I can see where we're going with this.
Yes. And the palm hands is for his cheerleader. Yeah, but cheerleader every week.
Ready? Okay.
Oh wow. Wow. Dog biscuits.
Oh god.
That's where we're at with everything. What's your point of view on this topic?
Well, you know, so it's a tough one because the world that we live in, you guys know that you can't overlook the fact that Black people suffer some stuff, right? But you cannot blame everything on being Black. I mean, it's a given. It's common sense plus reality. And so we have a bit of both going on in the world. I would say that in the times that we're living in, it's a little unmatched because there's a lot more going on because we are Black than should be, but not everything is because we're Black, right? So that's pretty much my opinion. I'm pretty sure that's how everybody was kind of feeling though.
Yes.
Yep.
So, Stacey, you got the comment?
Yep. Let me see. Well, not very many comments, but somebody mentioned about the pom-poms, and then Rhonda Johnson said, "Hey, Tanza, we miss you." So.
She said I was ready with the pom-poms.
I miss you guys. Life is just so crazy right now. If y'all can't tell, I'm a little bit distracted because my granddaughter is cutting up in the corner. Y'all see those grandmama eyes going like, you can tell the camera before somebody calls the popo on me.
Well, don't call the popo.
It's a lot of adjustments in these last couple of weeks for me, so y'all bear with me. But it's good to be back. It's good to be back, and I see that, Stacey. Hey, Stacey.
Girl, how are you?
You look refreshed.
Do I?
Yes, you look refreshed.
Girl. Well, thank you. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that to the bank. I feel pretty good. I do. It's been rough, but I feel pretty good.
We missed you. Oh my God, we missed you on the last few topics, girl. Girl,
Y'all miss my
it got
craziness?
interesting, it got heated, everything. Yeah.
Well, see,
Yes.
that's good because I've been trying to protect my energy. I don't need to get hot.
I mean, it got with love, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, everybody left with peace and we still loved each other at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, I know because Miss Londa, you always have such debatable yet very relevant topics, and so it's hard because we're all different, we're all individuals, we have opinions, they all count, they all matter. I think the only time I get worked up is when people act like only one opinion matters, and it doesn't, because there's tons of people in the world living life and doing it well all kinds of ways. And so I can imagine how the topics must have gone.
Girl. So
wait, I lost you. I can't say it again, Miss Londa. I can't hear you.
You went out.
So can y'all hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did a topic and our opinions. What is going on? You know what? Somebody else taking.
We had
to go out.
Miss Tanza, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You missed a lot of topics.
Yeah, catch you up on what we was talking about a few weeks ago.
Okay, so what did y'all talk about?
We had last week, Wednesday, we talked about R. Kelly. We gave our opinion on how we felt about R. Kelly and the parents being charged in his indictment and stuff like that, and how everybody should be guilty. We had another topic where we was discussing. Were you there when we were discussing about the married women over 30 with kids? You were there, right? About that one. Were you there for that one?
I know I was there for something similar to that.
By the high value.
Yeah.
Okay. You were there for that one. Okay.
We piggybacked off of that the next week. Yeah, for that one.
Okay, and then
so
I had
R. Kelly,
one
that
Sunday.
had to. Woo.
Yeah, it was.
Who was pro R. Kelly?
Tense.
Tell me, who was pro?
That was tense. Everybody gave their opinion. A lot of us did not agree with how the parents felt on their kids. A lot of people came for Frederick because they thought Frederick was okay with it, but he wasn't.
Did they come for you, Fred? Did they come for you?
They was coming for him.
They was at my throat though, for real.
They was at him big time. But
yeah, we just like,
the parents just, it just was disgusting. Like, yeah.
R. Kelly's a tough one. That's that, and he's tough, but also the situation. Sorry, y'all. The situation with each individual girl. Some of that is questionable. Some decisions some parents made were questionable, but I don't know. I'm glad I wasn't there for that one because I would have been all over the place. We would have to go one girl at a time. One girl, one situation at a time.
Some people said that parents had to do what they had to do, get the hijinks and stuff like that. Saying that the kids needed personal stuff like that, so they had to do what they had to do, and it got real tense.
I can imagine that, though. Honestly, I can imagine.
Y'all hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Real good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I had to switch mics.
Okay. Yeah, I could see how some people might feel like that, but you got to remember that those would be the same kinds of people who felt that way, even if it wasn't an R. Kelly. If it was
this is what I want.
If it wasn't, I was just saying, if it wasn't even an R. Kelly, because there are some people that feel like they have to do certain things in order to get certain places in life, and they will sacrifice. things. And
There you
sometimes
go.
even,
That was the word we was missing, sacrifice.
yeah, they will sacrifice. And sometimes it might be your children's youth or, you know, whatever. But I think it's the same kind of decisions are decisions. And however you make them does not change whether you're doing it for yourself or for your kids. If that makes sense to anybody.
Or that it makes it right.
Or that it makes it right.
Yeah,
Or either way. Either way, I mean, you know, there are some people in the world, women and men both, that feel like I'm just going to go way out left and feel like in order to get ahead in life, they might need to sell sex. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Bina?
We did agree that a lot of them should go to jail, though.
And the parents too.
I definitely
I mean, a lot of that stuff is on camera. It's on tape.
Hey, I want to say something right there about that. I was just talking to my girlfriend about that shit one day, and I was just saying something about now y'all know I'm not saying R. Kelly what he did to them girls or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But y'all know Hugh Hefner that died, the Playboy Mansion.
We know he what?
You know, y'all know Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner that died, the Playboy Mansion and shit. Now this man, I'm just trying to say, and I'm gonna let it be known like this. They have ranches right now to this day as we talking as prostitutes. And you go to that motherfucking ranch, and you go to that ranch, they motherfucking, you can go in there and pick up a girl and shit and have sex with her and do what the fuck you doing and do it discreet and all that type of shit. And it's legal. It's legal. And these women stars at 18 years old, start legally. Now, a lot of Playboy, now this man is Hugh Hefner. He's a motherfucking, he was a Playboy Mansion of all these fucking, you know what I mean, little young ass girls and shit. And he's motherfucking like 80, 90 years old and shit, old ass motherfucker. But I mean, it's allowed. It was not, and it was praise, like you saying praise type of shit. It was not motherfucking, I mean, celebrities and all kinds of motherfuckers come to this fucking ranch. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's other ranches besides Hugh Hefner have these things open for motherfuckers. But if you're a black dude, it's who you are. If you a black dude and you motherfucking got some hoes and you call them hoes because you saying it like bitch, I don't want to
instead of bunny, if you use the word hoe instead of bunny.
Exactly, sugarcoating. You know what I mean? Instead of saying prostitute, they say escort. To try to sugarcoat the fucking word to make it don't sound so bad than what it really is. And we motherfucking look at it like, look, man, but
I get where you're coming from, but what you're failing to realize is with R. Kelly, the girls he was messing with was not 18. That's the.
Yeah, I'm saying is so that
he has no defense. He has no defense.
What I'm saying is that this is what I'm saying. I'm saying with R. Kelly, like I just told you a while back when we was going through this R. Kelly shit. If I'm in a motherfucking club and I'm motherfucking seeing these girls and we ain't got no conversation. We don't have no conversation about, you know what I mean, trying to get up with you a relationship shit. I'm just trying to fuck you. You know what I mean? The point is that she's trying to fuck me too. And she want to get, you know what I mean, the women that the men that the parents had let them people be, they was expecting this girl to probably get paid by him or get on like a lead. Like he gonna make them into singers or make them stars and shit. You see what I'm saying? So at the same time, if I meet a girl in the club and shit, and she motherfucking, like I said, I was in a club and I was motherfucking 19 years old without being legalized. How the fuck you get in the club and you motherfucking 19? You gonna tell me women lie to motherfucking get what they want. You see what I'm saying? So at the same time, if she motherfucking, I'm in the club and I motherfucking see R. Kelly and shit, yeah, I'm 20 years old, yeah, I'm 21. And you drinking and everything, but then come to find out your ass 17 years old, 16 years old. You see what I'm saying? We're not conversating about your relationship.
So when he had the market and he knew they were 16 and 17, what's the big difference on that besides being at a club? We talking about the girls he had in his home, literally locked up. They weren't in no club. They was in his house.
But before how they get there though? How did they
but now that they got
there, you want me to tell you how one of them got there? Let's start with Geronda, whose mom didn't even know her grown ass left school to go downtown to go and look at the R. Kelly trial. And then he seen her in the crowd and sent his bodyguards or whoever they is over there to her to connect him with him. Let's start right there.
And that's what I mean about. That's what I mean. That's what I mean about you introduced. If I'm R. Kelly and you, like I said, when our mothers and our parents pimp their children out. Like I said, I was little when shit you tell me to go ask that nigga for some money. But at the same time, I'm trying to say that when you motherfucking got a child and you know who this is, you want this person to go ahead, holler at him, tell him you can sing. Let them know you can sing. So they not intentionally trying to see what's going on and what the conversation is. And once he get involved with them and shit, and then he be like, okay, yeah, I'm about to see if this girl gonna get another Aaliyah. Because Aaliyah blew up off at 16 fucking with him. So they thinking the same damn thing too. They probably looking at it like that as well.
That ain't what it was. Because with the girl,
Miss raising her hand.
Hold on, Miss Sneed. I'm gonna let you take it next because that's not what the case was with Jerron. Then she's the one who brought Jocelyn in. She's the one who brought Jocelyn in. That girl didn't go to him talking about she could sing and all this and that.
You talking about the two girls that was on the interview that day?
Be love. You want me to pull my pom-poms out of your head?
Ready? Okay.
Not the pom-poms. I'm not ready for pom-poms yet.
I'm saying, you talking about the two girls that was on the interview?
No, not the two girls. It was another
girl that was locked up in the
Let Miss Need take it. Let Miss Need take it.
We already had this talk about our cat. That was last week.
This is good.
We on the culture. We lost track.
That's what you back.
We had our Kelly last week. Let him
that's
be.
what I was on though, Taser. If you want to know how I was getting heat up.
Yeah, y'all done went, Lord have mercy.
I think I got it.
What they got to do with this culture? Now, his culture was locking them girls up. So that's
We'll have to revisit that. We'll have to revisit that topic another day, Miss Rhonda, so that I get a chance to
Yeah, it was about to get tense. It was about
yeah,
to
In the closet.
But I'm just saying that who you are.
In the closet is a culture
discrimination
too.
Between certain people that if you're a black person and you're just like a BMF, just like Frank Lucas and everybody else, if you selling crack, there's people them motherfuckers in the United States, I mean in the corporate area and in the higher house and all that shit, they snort dope legally. They sell that shit legally. You know what I mean? But they don't. But when Frank Lucas, that American motherfucking with Denzel shit,
the movie,
motherfucking American Gangster ass shit, that was based on a true person. So once he motherfucking was being big and shit, they was motherfucking like a black dude making this motherfucking big like that. You know what I'm saying? But since he was a black dude, it's a problem. Just like with BMF, just because the motherfucking big motherfuckers was doing that shit and they black, then it's a problem. But anybody else, that shit, like I said about prostitution, if you pimping and you tell these motherfucking hoes to get on the block and get my money and shit, it's a problem. Just like we talking about discrimination shit. It's a problem with certain motherfucking black people. And being flossed out and shit, they motherfucking envy in that. They want to fuck with you. It's a problem. You see what I'm saying? It's a problem for a man to be.
But you say if you know right from wrong, that you should be held for your own accountability, though.
I get held accountable for all my shit. Everything that I do, I own up to.
I agree with you, Miss Londa, that if you know right from wrong and you do something wrong, you should be held accountable for that. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's clear. That's a blanket statement that should go for everybody. Right. However, I'm going to have to agree that in the culture that we're in now, in the climate, in the date, in the times that we are in now, our legal system is not balanced.
And I'm not denying that.
It is not balanced for Black people. And listen, and accountability is not, it's not about not getting accountability. It's about being accountable the same as everyone else is. And there is definitely an unbalance. We can, an African-American person, I'm one of those people that watches YouTube. I don't know if you guys do too, but I watch YouTube and I watch a lot of trial stuff on YouTube. And a lot of those little shorts they'll show, convicts being sentenced, and they'll have 30 minutes of that. And I have watched over and over again, just these series of young people that are getting sentenced at trial. And I'm talking about young people that have killed their parents, young people that have killed their boyfriends or girlfriends, young people that have killed, school shootings, things like that, all kinds of things, vehicular manslaughter, all kinds of things. And just watching those little excerpts, what I see with Black people and how they're sentenced versus everybody else, I'm just gonna say everybody else, and how they're sentenced is insane to me. It's insane, and that's true. It's angering, and it does make a person. So if you are an African American person, then you are going to feel like, you know, if it's OJ and you think he's guilty, let him go free. Doesn't matter, because everybody else they're going to kill anyway. It gives you that attitude. I'm not saying that that's right, but I'm saying that it does give you that attitude when you see this.
And that's the reason why. And that's the reason why it's only one motherfucking way. Ain't no discrimination between with God and man, period. Everybody's no exception and none of that shit. His standpoints is his law is stand on the same old fucking thing regardless. You can't know motherfucking life take care of itself. So, but when it comes down to the government shit, it's against that. It's against our motherfucking how we stand on what that is. You see what I'm saying? So they got other little different ass shit that's going on with a lot of other shit that motherfucking discriminate between us. But when it comes down to what that one is that everybody is equal to, life take care of itself, I get held accountable for my own shit. So I just do it the way it is.
So why Black people not accountable for killing their own people? When y'all know when y'all know the white man is going over here putting all this stuff into this world like cocaine, meth, amphetamine. Well, we're gonna start off with cocaine, crack, because that's all I know about from back in the day.
Exactly. You got who they say bring it here? Who they say bring it here?
The white man,
Colombians, motherfucker,
Colombians,
and all kinds of shit.
All them
I mean,
people.
but they supposed to. They supposed to do that shit.
But listen to what she got to say.
Go ahead.
He just took my goddamn thoughts.
My bad.
Okay, I was saying, who brought the shit over here? Okay. Oh, and then you got, okay, y'all know them type of people don't give a fuck about us anyway. So how can Black people go out here and sell that and kill their own people when they already getting set up by the white man? So how can y'all be mad at that culture when you falling in that culture's foot?
Exactly.
I was gonna say we don't even give a fuck about us.
Well, can I say this, Ms. P? Would you agree? Let me just ask you a couple questions. Would you agree that Caucasians in general are ruling pretty much everything right now? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And since they're in control of everything, just about everything right now, it would make sense that as a culture, they would be saying to each other, hey, listen, we're ruling the world. Let's all get along and do, sing kumbaya, right? Mm-hmm. But you do have Caucasian people that are killing each other, because they make it seem like Black people are the only people killing each other. That's not true. Caucasian people are killing each other too. And they're doing it in spite of the fact that they're ruling the world and they should be kumbayaing with each other, taking over, continuing, right? Because the mindset of individuals that are not a part of the overall winning circle is not about that. So the things that they do to each other is understandable because they're not necessarily a part of the big culture. And I feel it's the same with Black people in any people in any culture. You cannot think that when a person has an issue, if I have an issue with you, Miss Sneed, and we're in it and we're swinging or scratching or biting, whatever girls do when they fight nowadays, but whatever we're doing, and I or you stab me and kill me, I'm not going to think of it in that moment as me going after a Black woman. I'm going to be thinking about whatever issue I have with you in particular. And because I don't have the same relationship with said Sally, white girl, of the one that murdered the boy and the mother of the boy that was murdered. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, and watching the dynamic of all that, how painful it is. And one mother saying those exact words, why are we killing each other? And the other mother saying, yeah, it wasn't about us killing each other. It was about whatever issue. Does that am I making sense?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so I just think that people put a lot of emphasis on black crime and why it's really not about that. It's about
but listen,
you're spending your time with.
You know why I say black on,
you know what I mean?
Listen, you know why I say that with black people? Because black people should know better. Why feed that poison to your own kind? We already been fed bullshit all our life. So why continue to take this person down? You already know the people don't like us no motherfucking way. So why would you allow yourself to even put that in if you was gonna put it in your pocket here, go to some other kind race. Why give it to your own kind?
But you know what?
And it's hard to say that they should know better, but that's the point, because we're not, it starts in the household and in the family.
You know what?
You know, we're not all teaching the same thing at home.
Right?
I listen to he said proximity, the reason why a lot of, there's certain crimes being committed in certain areas, like in the black area, in the black communities, it's proximity. Poor people don't like to see other people with anything. So you're going to kill somebody because somebody else got something that you don't have. I don't know. I like listening to Dio because he be saying some good stuff at times. So, he did make a good point on that, as far as, because somebody else had asked him, why is it more black on black crime than it is white on white crime? He says it's proximity. Think about where you live. Think about the area that you live in. That's why you have so much crime.
Exactly, and that's the reason why you see a guy that's flossing, that's good, that got some shit off of what the government gave him like crack. We're not smarter than the masses that's give it to us. You know what I mean? Don't think that we try to think that we motherfuckers can maneuver and try to get, but we in hell as well as we motherfuckers selling this shit to motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? So, but we look at it like, shit, okay, man, I see that dude with a nice ass brag, got all the girls, got all the money, you know what I mean? And motherfuckers do that type of shit, you know what I mean? But in the beginning of it, but we be ignorant to it. You see what I'm saying? An ignorant sin is not a sin. An ignorant thing is not a sin when you're ignorant to it, but you learn from what you gotta learn from to make it right. You don't go back to it. You gotta repent from that shit. Like I was motherfucking ignorant to the shit too. Until I motherfucking woke up one day and I said I bought me a half ounce of dope, flushed that shit down the toilet and said I ain't gonna never look back at it again. And that's what I did. You see what I'm saying? So
we all know what the problem is. I'm more interested, because we can talk about the reasons why and why this is constantly going on. But do we have a solution? That's what I want to know. Can we fix it?
The only solution that I know about is God. That's what you don't mean. The only knowledge, if you know that this is in the beginning, that this is hell that you fucking with. God told the devil that he gonna your dust is gonna be your food for all the rest of your days of your life. And that's what you're gonna eat. So you gotta know that this dust that these devils come to kill, steal, and destroy. You're not talking about your things and all that type of shit. You're talking about you individually, destroy your whole being. So at the same time, that motherfucking person that's like, I was locked up with this dude that's addicted to all these kind of drugs and shit, and he withdrawing and shit, who you gonna call on? If you gonna call on God, you go ahead and kill yourself. So fucking what? Because at the same time, if you're not educated and know who the fuck you gonna call on, then you're gonna be that way. And a lot of people don't call on, if you don't know them, you can't call them. You see what I'm saying? But if you know them and you know the business on this type of shit, that this is death that you fucking with and all that shit that comes along with the shit, then you're gonna know what's going on with it, because it's only one. You know what I mean? The only solution that I know is God. You see what I'm saying? That's the only one way that motherfuckers need to know about. That's another standpoint for you to know that it's not many motherfucking ways to get to heaven. It's only one. For you to know that one, for you to take care of yourself, for you to excel and live in life. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, but let me tell you this, Frederick. You know you is God, right? See, that's what people need. Now, you talking your stuff. You talking, don't put your head down on me.
I ain't put my head down. I'm doing
you are individually yourself. Within yourself, you are God.
I understand that, man. I understand.
Okay, but I just wanted to make sure.
I understand that God that's in me.
Because see, we got to start speaking life into this atmosphere. If you know you are God, then you know we need God, but God is us, and the world needs us.
Exactly. Trust.
The world needs us. We are God.
Yes, we are. I mean, I understand that, but I understand that I'm the, you know what I mean? I speak from my heart for love to take over me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's giving me that.
But I say that to say,
my surety,
she said-
like I said before, my surety is him, for him to keep my surety. You know what I mean?
That's
So
right. That's
I mean, when it comes down to all of us, it's no bigger than man and woman. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, I go off of what God brings to me for me to bring to the table to everybody else.
But now
I'm
I was
not, you know
just
what I mean?
saying
I
that
don't want
'cause
nobody to praise me
solution.
though. Don't
No,
praise
nobody-
me and say,
Okay,
like Farrakhan,
okay.
like I'm a motherfucking, I mean, I don't want to be praised like Farrakhan, like I'm the motherfucking, I'm gonna give y'all what gave to me. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all what was given to me. I don't know shit. I don't know nothing at all without God giving it to me. That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. You better use your knowledge that God gave you. But she said, what was the solution? You said God, and I also say we need to speak life into the atmosphere.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I believe
we do.
Yeah,
look at all this stuff we speaking in the app. Look at all this stuff that's going on. You don't see nobody walking in the grass, communicating with nature. You don't see anybody sliding their feet through the sand.
Going in and out.
I do.
Oh,
I do. Y'all don't see it, but I do. But that's why I was saying, you know, so we all know what the problem is. Let's try to figure out some solutions, because the more we talk about the issue, it just incites more of the issue, I feel like, as opposed to just, you know, kind of coming up with some solutions. And I know that it starts with our young people. Clearly, it's the young people that we've got to reach first in order to, you know, affect a real serious change from what we're seeing in our communities now. We can't do anything, you know, individually about the amount of people and the amount of spaces and how we've been set up to be on top of each other and all the stresses that comes with being, you know, part of this society and being of a certain color or a certain race. We can't really do much about that, but I feel like collectively we can do something to change the mindsets of the young people out there.
And how you gonna do that? You gotta spread the word, right?
You gotta spread the word, but you gotta spread it with positivity. Positivity. And letting them know that we believe
the deliverance has to be right.
Right.
Yeah.
And we can't leave God out because we know God
hell
is
no. That's the solution.
He's the understanding. You know what I'm saying?
That's the only
He's the Alpha and Omega. So we know this, but we have to still, with these children, if God gave us that gift, like He gave B-Love, you better use that gift and that talent and start spreading your word, and let the next one catch your word so they can spread the word. So it ain't gonna never start unless somebody start this, you know, the cycle.
You know, right? Really real.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I asked Yolanda, can I be a part of her show so I can start talking and saying what I feel about it.
And music is huge. Music is a huge influencer. And you know, and what people put in these songs and what people highlight in the music, really, it's sad, but it's true. It really makes a difference with our young people, and it really does influence them to behave one way or another. So you have a huge platform with that, B-Love. You have a really big platform.
Yeah, he does.
Thank you. Thank you all. And it's not, I mean, I promise on everything I love, it's perfect. And that's the whole point. You know what I mean? Once everything go the way it's going, and like I said, I put it in God's hands, but I do what I do. You know what I mean? And He makes sense for me. You know what I mean? I just handle the business and say what I feel on the point. But at the same time, it's going to come the way it needs to come. So thank y'all.
And I just wanted to piggyback off of something that Stacey said when she was saying that it's more black on black crimes than white on white crimes. I mean, I kind of don't agree. What I would say is that it's more black on black crimes reported than it is white on white crimes.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. Yeah. And I think that they make it's a big deal in the media to make sure that, especially when it's the bad stuff, that, you know, they're really making a big deal of making sure that we know that Black people are doing it. However, again, crime is based on who you're around. And because the most people that kill or murder people, they're doing it to people that they know. It's not a whole lot of random going on out there in the world. And if what they say is true, we're the minority, then we can't be, just because they got us all in jail. Now, we probably are the majority in the jail cells, but that doesn't mean that we're the ones out there committing all the crimes, because
Exactly.
the way they tell it, it's not enough of us. So who's doing it?
Some of them motherfuckers be setting
That's
us
just
up.
me.
Yeah.
Y'all know how I be thinking about that stuff. I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart, so I don't buy into that crap at all.
Right next to DJ.
But I do know that in our communities, because I'm a New Yorker and I've been, I've lived in the city. I live in the country now, but I lived in the city and grew up there. And I know how crime gets committed when you're in a 50-story building with, 500 floors and 500 people on each floor. That can be, that a lot goes on in those kinds of situations, but that's not everywhere. And, I just don't think that, I don't think that Black people are what the media presents us to be, because the people that I know are Black and we don't act like that.
No, they present us to be violent, aggressors, angry, racist,
Yeah.
Exactly.
And dumb.
And it's not like
ignorant, dumb, stupid.
Exactly.
Can't read, can't write.
Excuse me, ladies. I need to make a move real quick. I enjoyed the talk with y'all. I don't want
Good to
to
see you.
leave right now, Yolanda. It's all right, boss.
All right.
It's good to see you,
Y'all
beloved.
enjoy y'all day. Y'all know.
See you later,
Thank you.
beloved.
All right, Snee. All right, Day. All right, Stacy. All right, Stacy. Y'all take care. Enjoy y'all day.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bina, did you have anything you would like to add?
Yeah, I got some things I gotta do too, because I'm gonna have a pretty busy week. So I don't know, the topic seemed to be pretty random. So
Random?
I don't know.
What you mean?
It's random tonight. So I don't know. Just bless y'all. Bless everybody. Have a good night, good evening, and a good week. And I'll see y'all next show.
Okay, good night.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.
All right. So does anybody else have anything else they would like to add?
No,
I just want to add, I'm happy to be back.
We happy to have
you.
That's all. I'll be better prepared next week for sure.
I ain't
Miss
got
Steve,
nothing.
You always got something to say. What you got to say?
What you want me to say?
I don't know. You always got something to say.
I'm through.
You through?
This is an interesting topic.
For sure.
Yeah. I think the is, regardless whether it's based on race or not, or if that's how the world is set up, and at the end of the day, you still have to be accountable for your actions. I mean, even if you, let's say if you're not doing anything wrong and something just happens and you deal with it in a legal sense, you deal with it that way. Even if you don't get no justice, at least you dealt with it the right way, that it should be, how to be handled legally. At least, if something bad happens, like I used to tell my son when he leave out of here, you know how to act, you know how to behave, you know how you were raised. Anything happen to you, all I want is for you to come home alive and safe. And if it doesn't go that way, then I will handle it legally. That's it. Just, as long as I know I was teaching him to be accountable for himself. That's why I guess that's why he's still here today. So that's all. He's young. I still tell him, but I have to be accountable for myself too,
Yeah, we all have to be accountable for ourselves.
Yeah, I think that we all, no matter what, at the end of the day, as adults, that you're being watched, right? At the end of the day. And so whatever you do, you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing to the best of your ability. And you will always remember, I know I will always remember that I'm a Black woman, and whatever I do is going to somehow affect whoever's opinion of Black women. And so I try to be conscious of that, although I should not have to be. I should be able to be free to be whomever I am. However, as a community, you have to take on responsibility, not just for yourself and for your family, but for your community as well. And so I respect that, and I do my best to do that. And I think that if we all implemented that kind of responsibility, shouldered a little bit of that responsibility, then maybe the world wouldn't be, you know, looking at us in the same ways that they do now.
Right.
And I just want to say that I chose this topic because I feel like it's important it was important to have this discussion, because a lot of people can't take responsibility for their own actions. I mean, you know, they're so quick to get involved in some stuff, and then the first thing they want to do is lay blame elsewhere. No, you put yourself in this situation. Mm-hmm. You had some people join in today on the discussion. They left because, you know, people just, when they tell you a story, they want you to automatically just roll with them. No, I you know, everything is not a black and white thing. It's not. Mm-hmm. You need to learn to take actions for your own accountability. And that was the reason why I chose this topic this evening, because I get so sick and tired. I get sick and tired of men who don't want to step up and take care of their responsibility. They blame it on the system. Oh, the system played us like this, the system. But if you bring a child into the world and you have love for that child, then you know what you need to do for that child. Don't blame it on the system because you're not there doing what you need to do for your child. Because you're gonna do, you know what you need to do, and if you want to do it, you're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Where there's a will, there's a way. So I just get tired of all this system blaming, white people blaming. Take accountability for your own actions is all I have to say. And that's how I'm gonna end it tonight. You guys, thank you for joining in. Have a good night. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good night. We thank you for your support and tuning in every night.
Welcome back, Miss Tanya.
Thank you. See you guys next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Dave. Good night, Miss.
Good night.
Woo, woo.
I'll be on camera next time. I have my hair done.